Learning the smoker here. Did we land on the moon or not? Put in the comments what you think. Did we really go to the moon? Or was that just a Hollywood stunt?
What I hit?
2 inches below center.
Welcome to Time by the Tent. We're here for an overnighter. Joey's bringing up the load from the car. Everything looks good. And then we got the smoker going.
Oh,
We will have the smoker going. It's over there. How you doing?
70 for a high today, 80 for a high tonight, 45 for a low. Bugs are out, or at least the flies are.
Now that's not in the woods. In the woods it's not as, in the sun it definitely feels 70, but in the shade not so much, and there's still a lot of dampness, but the trees are starting to kind of get buds on them now. So, and
where we're at is roughly 2 weeks behind the vegetation growth of where we're from in southeast Wisconsin. 2.5 weeks behind. Trees are almost completely full out. Mid-May right now.
Yeah.
2 weeks they'll be filled out here. I gotta go down and get the other load of stuff out of the car. Dampness out of the tent has ceased. All the moisture's gone. We're in extremely high fire hazard. Well,
very high.
Very high.
Yeah.
We're extremely high is probably coming. So we'll
A lot
start.
of flies.
We'll start the fire, but we won't burn any boxes. I've got a number of boxes we need to burn, but we'll wait until we get rain up here, and then I'll burn all the boxes.
All right. So Joey's getting a fire started. For lunch, we're going to have burgers and beans, which we'll show you here because we always do. And we're gonna smoke some stuff. I already said that, but he's got the smoker opened up. Do you have anything else to say?
No. So a couple of weeks ago, a couple episodes ago, we talked about the aqua here having a pinhole in it. So last week I took a screw. I forget why. It's just a drywall screw, and then wrapped it with a liquid nail and put a lot of liquid nail around it. And I've got about 1.5 gallons of water in there, and it looks like it's in good shape. I'll wait, and everything that we are filtering in the tent right now from the tarp. The tarp is over there. What we took when we pulled it down, it had rained, and we've got quite a lot of water. I had quite a lot of water captured in there, and we're filtering it through our aqua in here. Starting to get tannin taste to it, which is not harmful, but it's just not pleasant to taste. So that is all going to go in that aqua along with that other aqua which is full. That's all shower water. So I got the fire going. I got to get the flag up. Then we got to get the smoker going. Get that. We got deer roast and a deer flat steak to smoke for supper. So I want to get that going right away, because I don't know if it's going to take 3 hours or 5 hours. But we've got 7 hours till sundown, and I know it doesn't take that long, so I want to be ahead of that. And then we'll work on that shed, and I want to put a new archery target up to hang the current bag we have. And then I got this Buckmaster's at a thrift store for $10, and then this is the Bone Collector BC 300 from Walmart for $30, which has a crossbow. Holly brought her crossbow up. We'll look at that at some point here this weekend. But the one I have already over there and this one, based on what I'm seeing, are not reaching the specs that need to be in order to shoot a crossbow at it at 490 feet per second. So I'm going to do, like I talked about last week, make a miniature deer hanger and then hang the bags. I only thought I'd have 2 bags, but now I've got 3, so I've got to calculate that. But we'll make it work, figure it out, construct it as we go.
Okay, so we have some little burgers here.
Well, they were big and they kind of shrunk down.
They were pre-made burgers that I got. And I forgot the pickles, so
Well,
here we are.
we'll have a big dinner tonight with this. We gotta get the smoker going.
What are you doing here?
Rubbing down the deer roast, and I call this a flat steak, with olive oil before I put it in the smokers so it doesn't it doesn't burn, and then it also holds some moisture in. We've soaked it or brined it for about 16 hours with a apple cider, sugar, water, Worcestershire sauce brine
And salt.
So now I'm just going to set it in. I'll put my thermometer in the thinner piece, and then when that gets done, I'll move it over here. I don't know if it's going to take 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, or 2.5 hours, but I'll monitor it and go from there. So last time we smoked, which was about 2 episodes ago in the smoker here, the water pan dried out real quick. So I've added a bread pan full of water to keep moisture in. So we're going to try that. And then I've elevated the water pan to allow more heat to come through with the smoke to see if we can get more of a constant temperature. So we'll try that as well and see if that, learning the smoker here. I know propane is, hardwood is the most traditional way. I'm using cherry that we have on the property, but propane is the way we went with simply because of the ease and the least amount of maintenance or babying that needs to be done for the limited amount of time that we are up here. It's not like we can be, 16 or 20 hour smoke on this. So that's why we went with the method we're going with. This is the site for the outdoor storage shed. It's going to be a replacement of the dome tent, which has all kinds of tarps and a cooler and chimney pipe cleaner, a brush, bags. So, and then there's other things. This will also be for tools and tubs. So it's going to be 5 by 8, 40 square feet by 5 foot high. That's what all of this is. Found my tape measure last week right as I was leaving. Otherwise this would have been built last week. So I'm going to clean the area. Basically just, I know what I need to do and snap them together. And the skin of this will be the dumpster bags that we used 2 years ago in order to store our overwinter our small tent before we added on and had the big tent. So I will piece those together, and then that will be the storage tent. And I will show you I won't show you step by step because this is a customized thing. I'll show you bits and pieces as I'm going along, or once I get the holes dug and all that stuff. So this will be something that I wanted to do for a while, and we're going to get it done. All of the posts are up. Now I have to trim them down to approximate height, and then get my support on, my framework in. This is the door here, so I need to take and put a log there, screw that in, up here, and all the way around, and then I've got one down the center. So I need to make the front like 1 inch taller than the back for a little slope. Basically got everything kind of framed in on the top. I haven't fully secured it with all the screws I need. This one here is going to sit temporarily because I know I'm going to have about a 1 foot-ish wrap around, or coming off the front to the back. So when I put the front sheet on compared to when I put the back sheet on folded over, and then I've got to have one down the center here, but that's all secondary until I get it all framed in. I still got to frame that in there, and then fasten the corner or the center post here, because that's where 2 pieces are going to meet. And I'm sure I'm probably going to need something back here, but I'm going to kind of wait, put it together. I'm not going to get this all completed this weekend, but I want to get as much together frame wise as possible, and then put the skin on next week. But it's not looking too bad for just roughing the measurements. What you got over there? What's the tablecloth deal?
It's a tablecloth.
I know.
It's got sunflowers and butterflies on it. And I wanted to, during the fall, I have a Halloween tablecloth, and I wanted one that would go from summer to spring to summer. And I got my Hello Spring sign there. That's a tuxedo cat. We have a tuxedo cat at home.
All right, we're still working on the roast and the flat steak. The flat steak is at 143. I've already pulled it out and seasoned it with barbecue sauce and some, well, here's what I've got. Hickory brown sugar and then butter garlic style. So trying to get it, we're at 225. Just going to take some more time, I guess. We haven't moved much on the thermometer there for a while. So we've got it all framed in, all cut down. Yes, it is short. It's 5 foot. 5 foot there, and about 4'7" there. So when I'm in here, I'll kind of have to be like this if I'm going to walk back here to get something. But realistically, all I'm wanting to do is store tools, the wagon, some bins, some bags that go in the bins. So nothing, you know, elaborate, but it's just a makeshift shed out of limbs that have fallen from the ice storm. So that's about as far as I'm going to get today, as far as I'm going to get this weekend, because I've got projects for tomorrow. So I will skin this, put that canvas dumpster bag over it, the two of them that I've got, cut them apart and piece them together next trip. Again, this piece there is for about right here where they can join. I'll have the top one overlap the bottom one, and then that'll be in the middle to kind of shed the water. So no levels, just kind of eyeballing everything, so I think we'll be okay. All right, we have reached 160 on the flat steak, or that piece of meat that I seasoned. We're going to chop potatoes, and you forgot the butter, but we do have oil, so anything else going in with the potatoes?
We're going to have a separate pan of mushrooms and green beans.
All right.
My favorite.
French style green beans. All right, let's see what this looks like here. Ooh. Let me pull that out and I'll show you to you. Okay, so that is what it looks like. 160 degrees internal temperature. I did put that barbecue rub on it, what, like an hour and a half ago or something like that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to wrap this up and let it set for about 15 minutes, let it retain its juices, and then we will cut the center and see what it looks like. So there is what it looks like when we cut it open. There's a little crust on that. We'll see how that tastes. Got potatoes, green beans, and mushrooms, and I'm still working on this one over here, the big roast, 145 degrees. This one here, when it gets done, we'll wrap it up and we'll just save it and take it home and eat it that way. So beautiful night, sunset, clear skies, and about 55 degrees. So what do you think about the, I guess that we call that deer flat steak? I don't know, it's some kind of roast, but
I'm calling it brisket.
Okay.
It's delicious.
But brisket is really not,
okay.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Got a good smoke flavor to it.
Yeah.
Very moist. It's very tender.
Yeah, very tender.
I think you'd have to slow roast it in a crock pot for like 8 hours to even get close to something like that. So what are we doing here? You're in your nighttime star
moons.
Your moon pajamas.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
The moon.
Set us up here. You got this telescope about, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And I've used it more than you have.
Probably.
So we brought it up here. It's a very nice telescope. It's got all.
Leave it up here.
You've got a place here. There's an app, right? That I explain the app and the stand here for people who are not.
This helps you identify.
You put your phone in here, and there's an app, and it'll pick up where you're at, and it'll show what constellations.
Yeah.
and then you can maneuver to that area and look at them. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't have the app on my phone right now, but that's how it works. And it's just a regular telescope.
Yeah, it's a very nice telescope.
Yeah, it is very nice. I got it used or pre-owned.
Open box.
Open box.
For a fraction.
For like a really small fraction of the price. Oh. Yeah.
So for you guys who have made it this far in the video, did we land on the moon or not? Put in the comments what you think. Did we really go to the moon? Or was that just a Hollywood stunt?
I think it's cheese.
You think
the moon is cheese?
The moon is cheese?
Mm-hmm.
What about the man on the moon? Is it in Japanese that believe Santa Claus lives on the backside of the moon? Isn't that what I think so, that culture?
I believe so.
So yeah, we're gonna enjoy the moon. I don't. The stars will be coming out, but it's is it considered? It's like full moon, or very close to it?
Technically, the full moon is, I think, the 12th.
So in 2 nights.
I don't know what day it is.
All right. So yeah, did we land on the moon? Did we not? Let's hear your discussions in the comments while we enjoy this. Going to try to get some pictures with the phone. All right, so that is the completion of the roast. Hold on, let me put you in some better light. Nice and glazed there, or nice barbecue. Got an internal temperature of 160. Then let it rest, and then we'll just take it home and slice it, and then we can use it like lunch meat, or we can freeze those slices and pull it out anytime we want. So that's one way of utilizing or maximizing the space we have. You know, instead of just doing one little thing, do several of them, because the propane is going to be used regardless. So still looking at the moon. I went behind a tree and then this was done, so going to enjoy that a little bit more and see if there's any stars out. For you astrologers, I guess that's the right term, right? Astrologers out there, in the southwest sky, I saw it 3 different times and I couldn't see it with just looking, but I had to look at the telescope. I'd look at stars, and then I would just see a steady, what appeared to be a star, just going the same altitude all the way as far as I could get the telescope turned. Is that Starlink? Would that be a Starlink consistently on that same track? Because my understanding is the International Space Station, it moves so rapidly, unless you know where it's at the exact second, you're not going to see it. But this was just right across, and you couldn't see with your eye. So if you know answers to that, let that be placed in the comments below. So we're going to shut it down for the evening. Tomorrow, got some more projects. Glad you're hanging out with us. Good morning. Uneventful night. Cold night. 38. Had the fire going in the tent. It's warmed up quickly now. We're about 50 degrees. I got up early before breakfast. Last night, right at dark, I went and found the logs I needed in order to build the miniature deer hanger for our 3 targets. So on the right and left side, those are 6-foot posts that I have got in the ground about 18 inches. Anyway, about 4 foot above the ground and 5 footish across. And I'm going to nestle all of those in there. And I didn't want a lot of gap between them. I wanted them very tight. So they'll hang. I kind of based it off what I had there. They're going to hang a little higher maybe than an actual deer, give or take a few inches, but gonna go fix breakfast, then come back. I gotta take the J hooks out of that, disassemble that, put that behind the storage tent for the time being, and then I've got those 2 J hooks, and then I can take these 6-inch ring shank nails and make the hooks for the other targets there. So
okay, so we're making breakfast burritos again.
We must be on Tiny Cabin Life.
Yeah, hi Jack. So last time we did bacon and eggs and potatoes, and it was not that great. So I got ground sausage, or we had that. We have the eggs, and then these diced potatoes. So this will be a do-over. And we got cheese and salsa too.
I have completed the archery target now. Use the 2 J hooks to support the center one, and then nail on the outside of that. That really leaves the very minimal margin of error. If you shoot low, or if you shoot high, you're gonna have to squeeze right between this, or you're gonna hit the frame. So if you shoot low, you're gonna hit the bags down there, which is fine. But if you shoot high, you're really gonna be all over the place. So the center target again is for the crossbow, Holly's crossbow. The other two, I think possibly a crossbow could hit that one. This one here, I think this one's rated for like 380. That one's like 380-ish, possibly. I don't know. I don't. It's hard to find information on both of those, but I know that one should be fine. So hopefully she will get that out later today and do some shooting. So I came down here by where we parked the car and got part of our garden planted. If you want to see more about what we're doing here in the Northwoods of Wisconsin on our garden, you can go to our other channel, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com, and I've got a series of videos from last year which didn't do well at all, and then this year we're doing it different. We made a higher fence, more secure fence. I brought the tiller up courtesy of Mantis Tiller and tilled it really good, got the rocks out of it. I've planted potatoes, or one row of potatoes, 4 red potatoes that was sprouting in the house from store-bought, and then about 15-20 onions and leeks combined in those 3 rows down here. So other things I will be putting in this is a tomato or 2, a pepper, zucchini, and I'd like to grow cucumbers climbing up. I don't know how much those are going to get eaten, but definitely 2 tomatoes, 2 peppers for sure, and a zucchini plant. That'd be pretty close to filling the bed out. And again, this is not for let's grow as much as we can to can. This is, we're up here, we need a zucchini, we need a tomato, we need a pepper, an onion, potatoes. I can come down here, harvest them, and they're on the property. So that's what we've got going on there. Didn't show you the whole details about that, but if you're interested, the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener YouTube channel, and there's all segments and shows. Holly and I have a very large garden talk radio show, the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show. In 2025, it's season 9, heard on 20 stations in parts of 21 states. So that's all documented over there as well. So I'm going to take this tiller, since I've got it and I've got a little gas left in it, take it up in front of the archery shooting lane and try to knock down some of the humps to make it easier for Holly to access the target, and it's not so lumpy, because this is all logged area from 25 years ago where the tractors and the machines went and rutted it up. That's the way it is, and that was part of the construction of this bed. You can see it's low there, tractor tire there, hump where they didn't run over it. So that's why I picked this last year. So I just did about 18 inches wide, and not only just for her, but for me, because this is what it looked like. You had a big dip, a rut, then you come down, then you have another rut. This, though it does take 75-80% of the lumps and bumps out, just for me walking on it, it's a lot less jolting. And we'll start here. 20 yards is where we'd start. 30 yards is where that back of the wood hut is. 40 yards is behind, right behind that blue tent there. 40 would be as far as I think, based on conditions, you would shoot, but I may have her try to shoot a 50 yard too with a scope and see if there is decent penetration. And if we feel it would be an ethical shot, but we got to start somewhere. So I got that done. That'll make it easier for me whenever I get my bow up here to walk at least the 20 and 30. The 30 can't really do much because I got a big hump here, and then I got a root right there, and then I go down 2.5 feet here. So not much I can do. Them trees. The only thing that would work is if we brought a landscaper in and filled that up and leveled it, gracefully leveled it down to here. So, all right, that job's done.
I guess we're to commemorate the moment.
Yeah.
Where should this go?
Yeah, right there.
Right here?
Yep.
It's kind of going over white tails.
You can raise it up, go over to the GoPro. There you go. Okay, explain it.
Okay, I bought a crossbow. It's a 10-point.
That's the name brand.
Yeah.
American made out of Ohio. That's what we went with. That's what you felt comfortable with. So we are going to.
I only tried one bow.
I know.
There was two in my price range.
But you've made several calls about crossbows. It wasn't you just walked in and grabbed the first one you saw.
Right.
You talked to several different places and asked questions. So, all right, let's go get it set up and shoot at the new target that I got made.
What'd I hit?
2 inches below center.
Nice.
So it is shooting low at 20 yards.
So this is my 10-point Wicked Ridge crossbow, and when I went to go buy it, we went to I called a couple places.
This was your thing. This was not me pushing you into it.
No, this was my thing. So I called a couple places and the people were really friendly. So then we went and the guy was very helpful. He was like, he showed me how to set it up, cock it, shoot it, all this stuff. And then made sure that I knew what I was doing and felt comfortable with it. And even with like the tripod and this backpack, which I like backpacks because they allow you to comfortably carry things where you're not like off kilter with like a sling or something. Yeah, so I feel comfortable shooting it. It shoots low for 20 yards, so I guess we have to fix that. We forgot the manual, but that's okay. I got plenty of opportunities. And what was your question?
Why did you want? What made you want to do this?
So I didn't grow up with anybody who hunted until I met Joey, and it just seems neat. It seems you know, we have all this land, so why not hunt? I also have been a friend of the forest for a very long time, and I think that it's important for the conservation of the land and the population of the deer. And I know that the DNR reports that they're losing hunters every year, so why not be another hunter? I enjoy the fact that in the economical climate that we have, that I could go out and get a deer, hopefully, and have some meat in our freezer.
I mean, that's 60 to 100 pounds of meat.
Right, and help aid, you know, Joey in his hunting efforts. Joey did not coerce me into this, and also when I took hunter safety, it gave me like a lot of confidence that this is something that I could do. So yeah, and I might as well start with crossbow. I think it's a good intro to it.
And you'd be ground blind hunting.
Yeah, blind hunting.
Yeah. Well, that will do it, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with us for another weekend here up at the land. Let's put bow in the comments below if you've made it this far. Holly got a new bow, crossbow, but we'll put bow, B-O-W, in the comments. Been a beautiful weekend. Appreciate you hanging out with us. And until next time, we'll see you then.